Hello. So, recently, um, ooh, uh, never really done one of these before, so it's quite interesting. Um, so to start off, I guess I'm Chief Firestarter, the proprietor of your channel, and yeah, hey Google, turn off the AC. Should have done that beforehand. I just silenced that.
Sure, turning
It didn't
sound
turn
AC
off. I
off.
have to tap it. Tap it. All right. No more background audio except for my computer. And I don't know how to. I can't fix that. So, in any case, yeah, this is quite the interesting video. Not a video I ever thought I was gonna make. I've always wanted to do a video about like my life story or whatever, um, but I don't know. I didn't expect it to be specifically this. Um, Now, I guess I would say, uh, well, my father died. At least I'm 99.9% sure that he did. And as you're probably wondering, what the hell? You don't know your father is dead? Uh, Basically, the father that I unfortunately received in my life was a serial con man, serial abuser, and a probably a narcissist, and also a well, he did horrible things to children that are essentially unimaginable. Um, and uh, Things he did to me were like emotional manipulation and some physical abuse in there. I suppose I got a little lucky in that regard because he did things to other people who were close to me that were beyond cruel. And well, anyhow, um, he yeah, he's not a good man in the slightest. And he well he so I for frame of reference, I'm 27 and he is 78. Well, he was at least. uh, I think he was either 78 or 79. I forget. I used the age calculator I haven't seen this guy in like 5 or 6, like since 2019. So however many years that's been. And he's essentially, um, well, uh, yeah, he's had like four other children before me and my sister here, and he they're all like in their 40s or something. So I've never met him. I've never met a single one of them. I exchanged Facebook messages, whatever, with one of my sisters. One of the sisters I haven't met. That's like literally it. But she won't. Apparently, she lives in the same city as I do, and I had no idea. I just moved here too. My family's sort of from this area. I'm not, but yeah, I had a yeah, I contacted her. I was like, hey, let's like, meet or whatever. And yeah, she's like, I don't know, I'm suspicious. I don't know. I don't know if like you can, or I don't know if you're like in league with him or something. Like fucking, that's kind of. Don't you fall asleep, you shit. In any case, I he yeah she did she was suspicious, and so which I understand. So I don't know. I guess I'll try to contact another member of her family or something, and maybe that'll. Um, maybe I'll be able to talk to her or something like that. But uh, yeah. So yeah, they're all like crazy. They have like I think they have grandchildren or something. It's the wildest shit. In any case, I had I also have a couple of other siblings from my mother's side. My mother, for reference, is 61, I think, and I haven't seen her also in the same amount of time. And so I don't know if I want to get like locations involved in this, but uh, basically my mother had kids with some other guy who also lives in this area. And they had two siblings before me and my full sister, who lives here in this house. And she ended up like kind of my father, because he's a con man or whatever. They I think she owns some sort of printing business or something, or her and her husband did or something, and he came over and like bedazzled her into going with him and taking the kids illegally without his consent, without the father's consent, and ran all over the place. And they got caught in like Reno, Nevada, got arrested. And long story short, I was born out of that fucked up like relationship, out of wedlock, which is a little ironic because of his religious tendencies, my father's. In any case, yeah, he kicked the bucket, which is something I always thought was possible because he's always like sickly. He's old, and he's kind of an idiot when it comes to health. He's like total anti-vaxxer sort of thing. So like him being at odds with the doctor is not really like out of the realm of possibility, I suppose. But he he's got like he's got like fucking warrants out right now. At least he did. Well, he does, I guess. That particular state government hasn't figured out that he is dead. But yeah, he's on like the complete opposite side of the country somehow. In any case, I'll give you a rundown of how it went, how I found out about this like fucking a week or two ago. My mother calls me, and I haven't heard from her in like fucking, I don't know, like since 2019. It's been since then, and I hoped that she would stay in contact. I even paid for her cell phone number so that she could just not not have the whole, because they often get themselves into financial trouble. So there's that possibility that she might not be able to pay it. So I just was like, fuck it, I'll just pay it. I'll give her the phone number, just like keep it so that if they don't, because they're always like switching phone numbers and stuff. So I was like, okay, I'll have contact with my mother at least, which I do care about still. But they ended up committing a string of crimes. It's always, so he's the narcissist and she's like the follower, like the little like subordinate kind of person, and she follows him around, and he pretty much does whatever she pretty much does whatever he tells her to. And basically they just go around, like pretty much since like the 60s he's been like defrauding people. He ripped me off even. You know, like um, he had like he'd gone and like guilt tripped me and like in fucked up ways to give him money because he was always like short on bills. Meanwhile, you know, like the like my disability check would go to their car payment, their $40,000 town and country Chrysler, fully loaded is what he called it. He called it fully loaded, and it was. It had 2 TVs in it. It was ridiculous, and we were living in public housing, which, yeah, not the wisest man on the planet. But in any case, he ended up like they ended up just disappearing on us. I had cut him out of my life already at that point in 2016 when I was like 20. Yeah, I was 20. He ended up attacking my sister and pinning her to the ground and slapping her a couple times, and there was a whole court case about this for some fucking reason because the neighbors called the cops because they heard us yelling because once like I was on the front lawn and my sister comes out of the door crying that she hit him, so that he hit her, sorry, fucking hell. And so yeah, I came running out and you know, alas, started yelling at us, and we were yelling back. It was like the first time I'd like really been able to like yell at this motherfucker, you know what I mean? And in that moment I knew like we gotta get the hell out of here because we always knew he was like a volcano ready to like pop. So yeah, we got the fuck out of there. We couch crashed for a little bit, and none of us had a job. Oh, my sister had a job at like a call center or something, and I hadn't had a job yet in my life, except for like this asshole neighbor that we had. He had like a bounce house company. And I would like set up bounce houses for him, and I was like totally under the table and shit like that. I was like really young. In any case, besides that, I hadn't been. Oh yeah, I've never been like at a job. So I finally got my first job, and it was like an entry level IT job, and I had already received my first certification. So, and I think I got my high school diploma at that time. So I think it was like 19 or 20 when I got my diploma finally. Got all that shit. That's like a long story, but got out of there and then cut contact with them basically for the most part. We were at like some contact, and then pretty soon they ended up running away, and we found warrants for them on the government website. So we and they ran away, and they ended up in another state, a bordering state, and they got arrested there. Got out, and then she called me again, and I was like, she's like, oh, I need to get out of jail. She lived with me for like 2 weeks. Just giving you like a general rundown. But in any case, they skipped out on that or something. That they didn't go, because I had court dates and stuff, but I'm guessing they skipped out on it. But my mother, whatever. So they got warrants again. The warrants like reposted on the website, and and then, you know, years had passed until like 2 weeks ago, she calls me, or no, she calls my sister, and she's like, hey, I'm in the other side of the country. I'm getting notifications. It's like 4:52 in the morning. Snapchat. In any case, yeah, she just fucking, they're on the other side of the country, like the exact opposite side of the country. For some fucking reason, they always like run to somewhere else, and they go to the exact opposite side, and they're like, she calls me. She's like, yeah, your father died, and I don't have any money, and I just want to live close to you guys, and I just need money for a train ticket home and stuff like that. And She was like crying and stuff, and apparently he died of pneumonia. And so I was like, all right, but you still have a warrant. I can't. I would love to, but there's a warrant for you. And she didn't believe us, and we showed her. And so I told her, yeah, you really should turn yourself in to the local police department, and they should be able to like extradite you back to, you know, the state that wants you, basically. And so yeah, you know, apparently she's on food stamps, and they didn't. I guess the food stamps department in that state doesn't share information with the criminal databases, which apparently are shared across states, according to a police officer that I just talked to like a couple weeks ago regarding this, to see if like that the warrant was actually like accurate, and she thinks it is. So yeah, in any case, so serial fraudster just running all over the place, and she just like basically does what he says and signs the papers or whatever. She famously doesn't know how to put her foot down, as she calls it. And she ended up, so my father is just dead, apparently. And I'm not sure if this is like real, because, you know, it could just be like one of his scams. Like, she will literally do anything he tells her. So, you know, and like, I guess it's not out of the, so I don't know, whatever. So my father is apparently in this funeral home up in the middle of fucking nowhere in some random ass state that none of us have any association with, really. And apparently the city has like some sort of policy that they'll bury people for you if you are poor, which my mother is. If she's telling the truth, she's on food stamps, and she's about to get kicked out of her apartment, which is just fucking great. And so in any case, it's really hard to know how to feel about it, about him being dead, because we always knew it was like a possibility or whatever, but like, shit, and he would use his like his elderly status as like kind of a way to try to like gain sympathy from us. Like I remember him saying like, oh, you know, if I die, just put me in a box and put me in the ground somewhere. And well, I'll be happy to oblige that request, although I'm not financially supporting that. I don't fucking, no thanks, dude. It's like $1,000 or something to do that shit, and I'm between jobs right now, and even if I had $1 million, fuck that, because, dude, no. Plus the city's gonna handle it anyway, so. But I have some weird feelings I didn't really expect, and it's like weird. I feel so deer in the headlights on the video, but so everything's not really coming through properly. But fucking the guy just like you know, he was cruel, and there's like aspects of him that you like and like, you know, he's like your father, you know, so it's like he's sort of, you know, you like kind of love him automatically, which is like kind of fucked up. Like you shouldn't have to feel that way about somebody so awful. And the like shit, like, you know, the guy has like Yeah, I've been having like all sorts of dreams about it too, but I just he um yeah, there's like, those things that you like about him or whatever that like you can't help but cherish in a weird way. Um, you like, his personalities, even like, just I don't even know how to explain some of this, but just generally, um, and I do feel kind of sad about it that he is like dead, and it seems that he is most likely because like the funeral home knows my mom's name and knows his name, so it's like kind of like okay, he's probably there, but I want to get like verification, like a death certificate or something, or like something like that. Uh, and I do kind of want to see the body. He's just apparently sitting there in a freezer or something. I don't know how the hell they store bodies. My mom was trying to gun for a burial, but in any case, yeah, he just fuck, dude. He because like it's like kind of a relief because like he can't hurt us anymore, and he's done so much fucking harm to all of us. And I hadn't known most of the family because of him because we were isolated from the rest. So I didn't know, I had just recently met my uncle for the first time, my cousins. I saw my brother and sister for the first time in like 4 years on my mom's side. Still haven't met a lot of people in my family yet. Like, most people, because we grew up in a state we're not from. And nobody wanted to talk to us because he's a fucking psycho. And yeah, he just isolates us and tells us that everybody in the family is like terrible people or whatever. So I didn't get to have my grandmother in my life. And because he's so old, my paternal grandfather and grandmother had died when I was like 5 or 6 or something, and his father, my grandfather, died in the 70s because he got hit by like a drunk driver or something. So I've never had him in my life. He's just black and white photos. That's what my grandfather is. And then my grandfather on my mom's side, because she's also a little bit older, is dead. And my grandmother just died like last year. So I don't have any of people above me as far as relation, like, up in the tree. It's just my mom now, which is really strange to be able to say for a 27-year-old. Like, I'm 27. I should still be able to be going over to my grandmother's house and shit. Fucking going over like and seeing my fucking parents. Like fuck, dude. And my aunt and uncle are, I got to meet them now, but they're fucking wherever the hell they are in Florida or some shit. And so are the cousins. Apparently that place rains drugs from what I hear. In any case, yeah. I keep getting sidetracked. The feelings that I'm feeling, it's like I care more about the body than I care about him. If that makes any sense. Like, I want the body to be taken care of and buried, and I want there to be a place that I could go see him if I wanted to, for like closure or catharsis or whatever the hell it is. It is kind of shocking. I haven't cried yet, which is weird. You think you would cry, but also I didn't think I would cry because I've thought about this possibility. Because we've always thought about like how my mother would ever contact us again, because we've never had her number, because she always just like loses numbers and just gets numbers from elsewhere. And they don't call. She doesn't call us. She doesn't fucking call us. Probably because she's worried about getting arrested. So, Yeah. Yeah. So basically, yeah, this fucking dude. I guess I'm kind of mourning him in a way. I guess it feels like I got over it kind of fast, but at the same time, I don't know if it's truly resolved. With a lot of things that are like in, uh, like a lot of things that I have to deal with because of my shitty upbringing. And like, and then I'm mourning the loss of my grandmother still. I guess I still get teary eyed when I think about it. I find it really hard to cry these days, which in the past when I mourned people, that's like one of the ways that I dealt with it is crying and seeing the body and whatever. I've lost like a lot of people for some reason. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's alive or some shit. Maybe I don't know. But yeah, and I had like a fucked up dream too about it. Like my mother was dead as well somehow, and I was just like alone in that state. I almost said it. I was alone in that state, and just fucking sitting there like in a cemetery, and here's my mother's casket, here's my father's casket, and they're just like on shelves, and I'm sitting there like don't know what to do, and I just have these two dead parents, and like I'm alone over there, and I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. Oh yeah, and like another source of stress is the fact that after that conversation that she told us that he's dead, I told her, please keep in contact with me. Please call me every day. Because she's, my fucking mother. I'd like to talk to her. And never heard from her since. And her phone is off because everything goes to voicemail. Doesn't matter if I try like star 67 to mask the number or just call with my own phone number. Yeah. So, yeah, she's just... you're ridiculous. Look at this motherfucker. Look at this fucking mangy. She's just chewing on like her teeth or something. What a cat. We just get cat cam. But yeah, it's kind of... I hope you couldn't see my Amazon card. I don't know if that's like... Oh, it's just a serial number. I don't know if that's... I'll have to redeem it before I post this video. In any case, yeah, that's fucking happening. And maybe I'll get over it. I don't know. But I think I want to do more videos like this because I have a really fucking weird life story that's really bizarre, and I kind of just want to like share it. Kind of inspired by the whole like Boogie 2988 thing. I know he's not necessarily like the most Mr. Rogers Lee figure now, but I like that style of content where you just kind of say things on the internet and people can relate to it because it was I don't know, it was like kind of helpful for me in dark times, and it's fucking shit's depressing as hell out here. So yeah. Wow, it's been 29 minutes and I feel like I have said nothing. Well, yeah. Hopefully he's actually dead and I haven't gone through all this mental process for nothing. Because yeah, I guess it's certainly in the realm of possibility he could be alive, but also He's probably dead. I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully my mother can bury him or something. Or wish I could get out there and fucking, like, you know, yeah, I just get like see him, but I don't know, man. Because I don't want to just. I know where he is technically. So I don't want to just go out there and fucking, you know, and not be real, and I just blew like however the hell much money it is to go on to the exact opposite side of the country or whatever. Not exact opposite, but whatever. It's like almost the whole continent over. It's insane. Oh boy. Well, anyway, so I don't really know how to end this. So hug your mom and dad if you love them, and if they're not like fucked in the head.